Now let's talk about Nine and their ongoing woes. Kerri-Anne Kennerley is the latest star to speak out about the entrenched culture of the network. Has there been any response from Nine to what Kerri-Anne Kennerley told you in The Australian?
So basically Nine are, keeping their responses very careful with all of these allegations, Rita, because we now have the external review that is undergoing in the News and Current Affairs division within Nine. So they are not saying much other than Mike Sneesby has come out yesterday in an email to all staff and said, basically, we need to change the culture at Nine. He admits there were wrongs in the past and they need to change the culture in order to move forward. But Nine are being very careful what they say because this external investigation is still afoot and could take some months. But apparently, from what I have been told from numerous sources, is that dozens of women and females, both former and current staff, are making complaints.
Dozens.
That's what I've been told.
Well, are we going to have any clarity once this review is completed about what their findings are? Is this all going to be kept in-house or will they actually come clean? Because they did try to hide this. It was The Australian that broke this story.
Rita, they have to, they've said to staff they will share the findings when it's handed down by the advisory group intersection, and this will have to be made public. I mean, this has impacted Nine. This has impacted them. They've lost their chair, Peter Costello. They've had managers move. They've had Darren Wick leave the business. They've had such widespread problems. Their share price has fallen too. So this saga is far from over.
Meanwhile, Seven is also facing some challenges. They've also had allegations of cultural issues, and they have a new news boss who's hired a comedian from the ABC, Mark Humphries, to refresh their news coverage. I'm not sure how this is going to work. Do we have any any information about how Mark Humphries came to be hired and what his role is going to be within the news team?
So, Rita, we've obviously got a new news director at Channel 7, Anthony Desegli, and he has made this bold decision to insert Mark Humphries into the 6 p.m. news bulletin in Sydney. Mark Humphries is obviously a comedian. He's done this sort of work before. And Anthony Desegli is trying to shake things up at 7. So Mark Humphries will start at the network in the coming weeks. It will be on a weekly basis, this sort of comedy inserted into the news. Now, I wonder how this is going to work, Rita, when you have a serious news bulletin and suddenly trying to inject news. So let's see if it works.
Let's look at some silly reporting from the UK. You could mock this. This is easy to mock. The Mirror warned its readers last week of a heat wave set to hit major cities. They wrote, UK to be blasted by 48 hours of 26-degree heat wave. I don't know if 26 degrees a heat wave anywhere in the world, but it's incredible the hardship the POMs have to endure for 48 hours. But we've got The Guardian, on the other hand, saying that it's actually quite cold in the UK, but they still managed to get some climate cult commentary in there, saying the cool start to the summer may feel more miserable than figures suggest because people have come to see heat waves as the norm. Global heating means UK summers are more than a degree warmer than in the 70s. But I wonder how much warmer they are than the, 1200s, 1300s, the medieval warming period. So there is a lot of material there to be mocked, but I do wonder if Mark Humphries is going to touch any of that.
Well,
I think he'll just be watching Sky, hoping for moments for Sky, which is wonderful promotion for us. So if you do see this, Mark, please publicise it.
Yeah, absolutely. But Rita, I mean, really, the Brits are complaining about 23 degrees Celsius.
26. It's a
23,
heat wave.
should I say? I mean, it's a heat wave and they're all
summer.
panicking and they need to stay indoors because it's so hot. I mean, you can mock this. It's just too easy to mock, Rita, but it sort of shows the farce that, when they're making headlines, that's 26 degrees and it's a heat wave and this is a climate emergency, then you start to really question, is this true or not?
But you see this it's so prevalent in the UK when they're doing their weather reports on television. The heat, the map is all in red in summer, like the whole place is on fire, even though the temperatures are the same as they were a couple of years ago with a normal map. So it is all about those optics. Sophie Elsworth, thank you so much for your time this evening.
Thank you, Rita.